Smoke's little. All right, Brittany. So we're going to talk about your professional development this year.
Yes. So before this year started, I got to go to an SDE National Conference in Las Vegas, specifically geared toward pre-K. It was called I Teach Pre-K.
That's awesome.
And it was a 4-day intensive, everything you've ever needed to know about pre-K and teaching pre-K and the psychology of a pre-K student and songs that you sing and dances that you do, and it was everything, and it was intense. It was amazing. It was one of the best conferences I've ever been to. It really helped me start my year feeling ready.
Good.
And at our school, another professional development opportunity, at our school we have, not curriculum, we have PD Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, every Tuesday the kids get out an hour earlier, and that gives us 2 hours to do professional development in curriculum, professional development with our elementary staff,
Mm-hmm.
Professional development with our teams, working on Rubicon Atlas, or learning how to ensure that our units are right and together. So every Tuesday we have one of these meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And then twice a year we have 2 large PD events. The first one we had about 2 weeks ago was Mini NISA. And I recorded a couple of videos in the evidence folder of some of the Mini NISA presentations I went to.
Great.
One was about theater in the classroom for K through 12. And the other one was drumming and rhythm in the classroom and getting them to remember things with rhythm. And I went to a third one. I didn't take any pictures, but it was pre-K and technology. So learning to incorporate iPad apps and things to help them with like drawing letters, learning sounds, learning the human body. So I learned all about these things at this professional development. And then another thing that happens twice a year is each grade level gets a planning day.
Yes.
And I'm explaining this to you, and
Hello.
Our planning day consists of our whole team sitting together with our curriculum coordinator and our principal, and we just hash out everything about our curriculum. We learn what standards we want to use, how we can use them best, how we can organize them, and it helps create a long-range plan for the entire year. We do one at the beginning, and then we do one at the end of the year. So the video recording that I did for this week was a video recording of us during our planning meeting.
Great.
So all of these things together have created my professional development
For this year.
this year so far, and it's
Great.
only November.
Yeah, there's a lot more that will happen.
Mhm.
And I mean, you still have, your professional development fund that you can use to go to any conference that you like. So that's one perk about our school.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I want to talk about with you is what potential professional development opportunities I should take up after working with you these couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
What would be super beneficial based on the things that I've stressed about and things that I want to know more about? What is something you think would benefit me to try to look out for?
I definitely think that, the pre-K, for example, I know that pre-K is very hard to find conferences and stuff that are geared towards pre-K. A lot of them are geared for more like upper elementary and middle school. So like with the NISA conferences, I would be cautious about like signing up, like check for what the workshops that are available there are and go for like, if you go only or sign up only and commit if you know that there are going to be pre-K and like, things that are geared more towards your kids. I feel like that's the most important things when signing up for any of the conferences or workshops, like making sure that it's relevant to you and your kids.
I had a big issue with that 3 years ago now. It was the first PD I'd ever been to. It was when I was doing lower elementary art, and it wasn't NISA. MENA. There was a MENA conference in Dubai that I went to because they were starting a new branch of it it was a Common Core conference, but they just introduced art standards, so the National Core Art Standards.
Great.
So I was going to this conference to learn all about these new standards they've come up with.
That's awesome.
It invited me, I was going, and I got there, and in the 3-day conference, there were 2 1.5-hour sessions involving art.
That's it.
That was it. Now, I got a lot out of these 2 sessions because there were only 2 other people who were there for the art sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, the conference was really geared towards Common Core.
Yeah.
And I think the launch didn't go completely well. And the fact that there were only 2 1.5-hour things for me, and I spent upwards of $800, $900 to get there.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous and too much. So after that, I've tried to do a lot more research before
About
going.
which, yeah, exactly, which I think will be great, especially if you like the I Teach Pre-K. If you like that conference,
Every
keep going back. Like, I'm sure that they will have new things every year. So that's going to be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So really just target, like, the skills that you want to do. Like, I think your classroom management is great. Maybe you feel like lesson planning or something else that you
Mhm.
want to do, or to do better, then maybe that could be, like, something that you look for in those workshops.
Yeah, and something I'm looking for is gets really, really specific is I'm looking for an inquiry-based professional development
Mm-hmm.
where I can learn how to teach my 4-year-olds how to ask questions.
And one suggestion I might have for that is like looking maybe into like PYP. The IB curriculum is
Mhm.
very inquiry based. So you might want to look into like those resources and see if you like that. I know we're not a PYP school, so
But I think our pre-K does create a
it
curriculum
seems
which
like
is a
very
PYP.
yes, it's like a it's very PYP. It sounds very PYP,
Mhm.
which I did in 5th grade. So I feel like it would benefit you maybe to go to a conference or like at least like do, some research and see what that's about.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.